Part 1: The Abduction. Eileen and Allan were both college students full of life and ambition, attending the prestigious University of the Philippines in Los Baños. But one night their lives took a horrific turn. They were forcibly abducted by men working for Mayor Antonio Sanchez, a man feared by many. Sanchez's men shoved Eileen and Allan into a white van, taking them to a secluded farm owned by the mayor himself. Eileen was separated from Allan, taken to Sanchez's private quarters, while Allan was left with Sanchez's henchmen. Sanchez, sitting in his room with a twisted smile, viewed Eileen as his gift for the night. Meanwhile, Allan was brutally beaten and left bloodied, while Sanchez and his men carried out their sick plan. Part 2: The Darkest Hours. In the early morning hours, a terrified Eileen was dragged out, bound and silenced. Sanchez's men loaded both her and Allan into the van once more. But Sanchez was not finished. They drove to a remote sugarcane field, where Allan was forced to witness the unspeakable acts being committed against Eileen. As she wept and begged, the men carried on, ignoring her pleas for mercy. In a chilling moment, one of the men coldly stated that death would come later for Allan. Eileen, with nothing left to lose, made one final, desperate plea. She begged her captors, "Please, you have taken everything from me, but spare me my breath." But the men continued, only to end her life with a single gunshot to her face. Her lifeless body was then abandoned in the van. Part 3: The Unraveling and Investigation. Investigators faced a daunting task. Corruption and power shrouded the case, and Sanchez's influence ran deep. But as pressure mounted, two of Sanchez's men, haunted by guilt, came forward. They revealed that Sanchez himself had masterminded the abduction and the heinous crimes against Eileen and Allan. As authorities pieced together the gruesome details, a key piece of evidence emerged: the very van used in the crime, suspiciously cleaned right in front of the Calauan Municipal Hall. Investigators also found spent cartridges near Allan's body, tying Sanchez's men to the crime. Witnesses, including some of Sanchez's own aides, recounted his chilling words as he had thanked his men for their gift and openly declared his satisfaction with what they had done to Eileen. Part 4: The Courtroom Showdown. The presiding judge declared that the crime had been hatched in hell. She listened as survivors and witnesses described the heinous acts, piecing together how Sanchez's power and wealth had allowed him to go unchecked for so long. In 1995, after a lengthy trial, Judge Demetriou delivered a groundbreaking decision. Mayor Antonio Sanchez and his henchmen were sentenced to life in prison for the rape and murder of Eileen and the brutal unaliving of Allan. Sanchez received 7 life sentences, each term a testament to the brutality of his crimes. But his story didn't end there. In a separate case, he was later given a double life term for the murder of 2 other individuals. The former mayor, once untouchable, now faced a total of 360 years behind bars. Part 5: Aftermath and Twists of Fate. But even as justice was served, controversy loomed. In 2019, rumors of Sanchez's potential release under the Good Conduct Time Allowance law ignited public outrage. The people of the Philippines could not accept that a man who had committed such unthinkable crimes could be set free. The government ultimately responded to the outcry, and the law was revisited, ensuring Sanchez would remain behind bars. Antonio Sanchez's life came to a final in 2021, when he was pronounced dead at the prison hospital. He was 72 years old. Epilogue: A Legacy of Justice. The case of Eileen Sarmenta and Allan Gomez is more than a tragedy, it stands as a powerful reminder of the resilience of justice. Their suffering and sacrifice exposed the dark truths of a system that allowed power to corrupt without consequence. And though nothing can bring back what was taken from Eileen and Allan, their story continues to serve as a symbol of hope and strength in the face of unspeakable evil.